didn't go into exile, but he also suffered. He said all those thousands and thousands of people who came to mass rallies, he was one of them. And then he says, it's payback time. And what does he want to be paid back for? He says, the taking stops right here. And he says, I want everything back. And what does he remember? He wants the wire bus back. He says, I want my blazer back. I want my wife back. I want my daughter back. He has such a sense of having everything taken away. Now, the word in English is the word bereft. It comes from a word you probably do know, which is bereave or bereavement, which is when somebody has died. And bereft means the sense of utter loneliness and utter emptiness, because everything has been taken from you. And this is an agonized speech. If we look at his tone, he is agonized. He is tortured and tormented by the feeling that his brother took everything from the time that they were children. And the two girls come back, and Sipho talks about what he would like, and what he would like is a kind of revenge for his son's death. It's a kind of justice. He wants the person found and then punished and imprisoned and then finally given amnesty. So he says that he cannot forgive until there's been this disclosure and some kind of punishment. And Thando says, will that make you happy if you could have that? He says it's about justice. He wants justice. So again, put this under your notes about the TRC. He says, my soul will not rest until I can say to myself, justice has been done. And Mandisa suddenly says, what about my father? And Thando says, I told her that you blame her father for Luvuyo's death. And he says, I'm not talking about that now. Everything that was mine must be given back to me. And then he says he wants his job. So add to this list, he wants his job. And he says if he doesn't get his job, he's either going to blow up the library or burn it to the ground. And he's getting out all his anger. He's getting out all his fury. And he says again to his brother, you see, Themba, what you've done to me. Even when you're dead, you are ashes in a vase. You are still making my life a misery. Why? Why, Themba? And Mandisa says, because he loved you. And Thando says, you always hurt the people you love. And Sipho says, Mandisa, is that true? Did he say he loved me? And she says, yes, you can phone my mother. And in the last days of his life, that's all my father was talking about was you. And he says, I've waited so long to hear that. He wanted to be told he was loved. He wanted to be told he was appreciated. He wanted to be told he was valued. Just look at this. The wire bus, not loved, not appreciated. The blazer, not loved. The wife, not loved. The daughter, not loved. The job, not loved, not appreciated. And so Thando says, do you really blame him for Luvuyo's death? Now, he's been saying that all the way through the play. And he says, in my heart, I've always known it wasn't his fault. Blaming him